And welcome back, guys, to another episode of OmnislabsFTB. Today I am Steve, but I just wanted to apologize for the previous episode. There were too many clips from different times, and some of my footage got corrupted, so I couldn't, just put all the clips in there because they were sort of gone, and there were some pretty good clips too. I'll explain what that is and what those are, and what this whole thing is now, because I realized that that clip kind of didn't get into the previous episode. So pretty much last episode you saw the team choosing, where Chrono, the friendly neighborhood game show host, went over and hosted the team choosing. Now we did that with the players that were available, so the teams are Scylla and Shardibrai. I just pronounced them both wrong just to annoy Richard. It's okay. I know it's actually pronounced Scylla and Shardibris, but yeah, just in case you wanted to correct my Greek. I'm sorry, it's foreign. But yeah, so the teams, in terms of the players, it's me, it's Funky, me, Stickman, and CDF on Scylla, which is the best team, and then that's Rec, Perp, Mr. Economist, and Richard on the other team. Now you're probably wondering where Chrono. Well, Chrono is the friendly neighborhood game show host who is also not on a team, because we have an odd number of players on the server. So he volunteered to go independent because he thought that would be fun, and he is the friendly neighborhood thumb crafter now. So he does the magic-y bits. So I'm going to give you a bit of a tour of what I've done over the base. Nothing too much, just a simple protection measure. Right here, let's just get some marble to fix that over there. And you may have just gotten a glimpse of what we're going to do today. So this right here is a force field. Now you may be wondering, it's probably not generating a force field. Now is it? No, it's not. You are correct. It is not generating a force field. But it can generate, it can in fact generate a force field. So we're going to, oh wait, it doesn't work above, it doesn't work up here. It has to be down there, security measures. So we're going to activate unable to harness energy because there's no tesseract there. No, there's definitely tesseract there. Why are you off? You are off. Let's turn you on. So let's try this again down here. There we go. So as you can see here, it's gaining energy from the tesseract, and that is being done with these Fortron capacitors. Now, I'm not going to explain the whole thing just yet, because I don't want the other team knowing my secrets. Because, I mean, obviously they're just going to watch my video and copy all my stuff, because that's what those guys do, is copy all my stuff. But as you can see here, it's generating energy, and if I remote control it, again, I can turn the force field on, and you can see here there are these blocks here, and now we have a force field. Which is pretty fancy. Also, you actually can, I can turn it off from up here. No, I fixed that. But yeah, still pretty cool. So I am the master controller of this force field. No one else can even right-click the blocks down here. They can't place blocks. Only my team members can place and break blocks and interact with blocks in here. Also, it'll steal their items. The other team, if they enter our dimension, they will spawn, in a block on like right here. And if they're inside the range of the island, then their items will be stolen and deposited into this diamond chest here. So, in your face, guys. But back here I've been experimenting with some hyper spawners. Now these are a very complex and complicated secret that I'm not going to tell you, because again I don't want the other team to know about the secret, but it's a secret and we're using secret. That block is called secret. I put the glass here so that way when I hovered over the stuff, you wouldn't see that, plus mobs would get out. But we have 7,458 ender pearls and 12,000 blaze rods. Now as you can see that the power is 0, and that is because this one's not linked up. Because this can only output 10,000, and we're only inputting 10,000 to it. We should probably link that back up to the tesseract. That would be a good idea. Let's see, redstone, energy conduit. There we go. And right there. So now that's filling up, that's good. pretty much, if we have both of these wired up, it uses more than 10,000 energy a tick, which is as much as this energy cell can put out, which is as much as this tesseract can get inputted into. So we're gonna have to work on a system. We're either gonna have to use 2 tesseracts and power the room, or power the spawners with 2 separate systems, which is gonna cost a lot more materials. Or we're going to have to switch to a different energy source. So we're going to have to stop using the redstone energy conduit and move into a different type of energy. So you're probably wondering how I got these spawners, and what I used is this portal gun here. If you press R, I believe, G? Yeah, it's G. You can actually pick up blocks and put them back. No, you're not supposed to, and sometimes that happens. Not using the power glove to break blocks, because it sometimes breaks them. For example, rotary craft stuff, it breaks and doesn't give back to you. So I've been using the Solmium pickaxe, which is not upgraded yet. But I also made myself a flux-infused sword, which is kind of neat. It doesn't do much damage, but I thought it would be fun to have and test out. But that's pretty much what I've done on the base. And I have all the mob essence from the grinders going into this tank here. At first I had it going into this tank, but this tank wasn't big enough. And so I added it to this barrels, and it filled up all the barrels. So then I have it going into here, and then some mob essence is going into this auto spawner here. And this auto spawner is set up specifically for village farming. So as you can see down there, there's some emeralds. No, don't want to fall in there. Let me just use my staff of teleportee. Let's see, it's right underneath here, I think. Now let me go down. Okay, so it's not going to let me do that. But I set up a wireless redstone. I just broke my wireless red. Yep, I broke my transmitter, so now it's going to turn back on. I want to wrench you with the wrench. No, shift wrench. Keep the face down. There we go. Frequency. For spawner. There we go. Now it's on 12. So now that is pulled down. If we pull the lever again, that's not powering it. You are off. You should be. Okay. So something's up with it, but it should, let's go check it out, be transmitting some redstone to the piston here, but this is, why is this still on? You shouldn't be on. No, you are set to frequency 12. No, 12. Yeah, it says 12 up here in like white. Why does it do that? Okay, so it should be not on. Nice, we got some iron from our golem spawner, which isn't, I haven't activated it yet, so this is on. So if we turn it off, this is off, and that is still extended. Why is that still extended? What are you doing, piston? Oh, now I'm above the island. Okay, we're gonna have to go back down now. Yeah, that's the only bad part about being an island, is that there's not much room. So it should be off. This receiver should not be a receiving power. 13. Simple. Okay, now it's off. Maybe I just had to update it when it loads chunks or something. That might be it. So if we turn it on now, you can see that it was spawning villagers there because the spawner has both energy and mob essence. So we turn it on, and it will spawn villagers. Now there's a 10-second idle time, so it'll take a bit, but it'll spawn villagers, and then those villagers will go into the smeltery here, which then automatically outpours the liquefied emerald that you produce from killing villagers in a smeltery. Now as you can see here, it's not on the bottom. So what I'm going to have to do is set up a system that automatically pulls out the aluminum nugget I have in there every 10 seconds, so that way the emerald can go out of the system. But we're going to turn that off because right now I disconnected the power from it, which is why I wasn't spawning anything. But the emerald goes into the casting basins automatically because I used fluid ducts, and when those fluid ducts are full, these item ducts pull it out into a deep storage unit, because that's how much emeralds we're going to have. And right now we have 9 blocks of emeralds, but I plan to have a lot more once we get the energy situation up, because right now we're generating enough mob essence from the Blaze farm and the Enderman farm here that when they're both running fully, we generate more mob essence than we use, which is kind of awesome. But Okay, so now that I see that I turned that on, it started draining the energy from the grinders down here. So we're gonna have to fix that real quick by disconnecting one of the pipes that goes here. Because what's happening now is that all the energy is going into the grinders, and or into the something. It's going into something, and that something is using all the energy. So like the spawner, pretty much is what is doing that now. So now these conduits are being saturated with energy. Put that back, and it should begin working, I think. Something up here must be using it. So let's disconnect this junction right here. So now this pipe here is being filled up with energy. Let's disconnect, this one should be just not connected to anything. Okay, that's not fun at all. So this is what I was talking about, the 10,000. These can only hold 10,000, and we're using more than that. So that is a bit of a problem. So these should be filling up. I don't understand why they aren't. There's nothing connecting them to anything else here. This pipe wasn't connected to anything. The only thing that could be stopping these is the mob essence that's in the tank. But as you can see now, the Endermen are in fact dying, which is a good thing. I should probably turn my sounds up, but you guys will probably get annoyed with me, so not music, sound. As you can see there, it's very loud in this room, even though I installed a sound before. But as you can see here now, they are in fact dying. When I reconnect this pipe, there's more energy because it's saturated these pipes. For some reason, I don't know why that happens, and if any of you guys do know why that occurs, that would be wonderful. So right now the grinders are killing the Endermen faster than we're spawning them. This is not the maximum rate they can spawn because the grinders won't be able to keep up with that. And there would be an instant 300 Enderman, which is not ideal at all. I also went ahead and I made a nano saber for attacking E if he ever shows up. But right now, what we're going to go do is we are going to go break bedrock. So I've made another CVT unit right, that's an energy conduit. Now I made another CVT unit right, what did I do wrong here? You should make, yep, you make into a CVT unit. Yes, good. So these are neat. Now we just need belts. So if we type in belts here, you can see the conveyor belts. Those aren't the belts we need. These kind of belts, which means we need leather. So let's see if we have any leather. We don't have any leather. That is wonderful. So the only ways to make leather is with this rotten flesh and quicklime, which I believe we have. We do. So we can make one leather because that's all the rotten flesh we have. So we might need a auto crafting setup with a zombie spawner to start, you know, getting some leather in here. Okay. And right now we're just going to clone this stuff with Mimikite to there. Now we have 4. I've got a ton of Mimikite. This is a lot of Mimikite, because this is 9 of these, every single block. We have 128, so, and this is 9 of those, so that's a lot of Mimikite right there. I think it's at least 30,000, if not more. So, about, I think, we're going to need a good bit of this, and we're also going to need to set up a grinder, because the CVT units require a bucket of lubricant, which we don't have on hand. Oh, we do have the grinder right here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you guys how I set up magnetostatic engine. Yes. So apparently when you unload the chunks, these don't show up here, but I made a magnetostatic engine which converts redstone flux into the power that we need. So we're going to switch this around with our screwdriver here. That was right. So red is where the energy is going and green is where it's coming from. Then we're going to put that there, and as you can see there, the green is on that block, so the energy is coming from this block. Now with this engine, we're just going to switch it up to about 8k, I think, or 8 rads, which should be perfectly fine. Now all we need is some canola seeds and a bucket. Canola seeds. Now if you switch this up to the max speed, which well, there is no max speed. The faster you do it, the faster it'll grind the seeds. Bucket. Look at all those different kinds of buckets. Isn't it wonderful? 2 buckets. So we're going to need 2 buckets since we made 2 CVT units for this. So we're going to put a bucket in here, only one. We're going to put some canola seeds in there. Now as you can see there, the arrow is slowly moving. If we switch this up to full 2048, it moves a lot faster. But we're going to switch it down just so that this engine keeps its power, which it seems to be doing relatively well, which is good. As you can see, this one's sort of leveling off here, so, because the energy's going to this one first, hopefully. It would be nice if you could set, sort of like the ME systems allow you to, so you can see there, it's grinding it into lubricant. The question here The grinder does exactly what its name says. It grinds the grinders thing. Yeah. So it's essentially a pulverizer. Except with different things. So, you know, if you have a lot of gravel and you want to turn it into sand, that would be the thing you use. Now, I like the rotary craft things, because the more energy you put into them, the faster they are. And this one also does damage. Oh, we're going to need 1,000 canola seeds, or lubricant, for this bucket to fill up, and then we're going to need to fill up another bucket. So, we're going to go ahead and craft those belts while we wait for that to happen. So, we're just going to put the leather in here. We should have enough for all the belts we need. We need about a stack of belts. 36. That's not enough. I have another steel. Which is okay. Steel. There we go. We don't want a backpack, because that would be kind of silly to have a backpack. So let us just check on the progress here. We're at 648, so I will see you guys after this canola stuff is done. Okay guys, so we have both our buckets of stuff, so now we're going to go to the nether. That's right, to the nether. Let me just charge my staff of traveling real quick, because we're going to utilize that right here. Staff of traveling in our energetic infuser. That charges it. Bam, done. Cool, so let's head over to the nether, in our fancy nether safe box. Here we go. Good as new, in the nether, all planned. So now we're going to head to the top of the nether. That's a lot of nether quartz there. We're going to have to go and grab that. Oh, you want to do that? A guest? No? Boop. Dead. Don't even need the guest here. So we're going to try to head to the top here. Let's go up more until we can find a, like, what is that? Is that a bush? It is a bush, okay. That's a poisonous bush. So let's head to the top right now. This thaumium pick isn't too fast, but it's a good enough speed, and I don't want to use my power claw. Okay, let's fly up again, 2 over. We're not making this very... Okay, there we go, we got bedrock. Oh, crap. Well, that wasn't good. Okay, so let's get to the bedrock breaking part of this. So, as you can see here, this is where the energy is, and this is where it outputs. Right, we're going to need to break this with a thaumium pick, because I didn't think some things through. First off, we're going to need something to break through the bedrock here. Let's see if our mining laser will do it. No, it doesn't do it. So I didn't think some things through, and now we're going to have to go get funky to make a little exit for us, or at least bring a linking book or something. Always have a linking book on you. That would be a good thing to have. Let me just reorganize this, and we can set up the power while... Well, we can't because we're not at the right thing. I'm going to call Funky over, and we're going to get this set up real quick. What the heck is that? On the map right there, you see it? Is it a hole? What? There's stuff there, game. It's not a hole. Okay guys, so I wanted to thank Perp for getting us out of the nether, so we're going to set this up here to break some bedrock, because that is what we are all about today, is breaking some bedrock. So that's not where we want the machine to go. We want the machine to go like here, so that way we have enough room to power it. We're going to want to use our screwdriver to turn it around, so that way the energy input is... I could have put it on the... Are you kidding me? That annoys me right there, because that... Oh well, learn from things. Okay, so we're going to switch these with our screwdriver, which we put back in the top. We're going to take that. There we go. Actually, no. Turn. Turn. Need to connect this to that. So let's see what we're going to do here. So we're just going to have to put this long ways. Just to get enough space out of the setup we have currently. Eventually I'll do something more compact or make it vertical. But since if we do it when it's facing up, the I don't have an energy that can produce down. So because I didn't bring a bevel gear with me, I don't feel like going back. We're going to take our 2 CVT units, put them on red facing each other, and then we're going to put our magnetostatic engine right there, turn it again, red facing that, and get our tesseract. Now what the magnetostatic engine does is it powers, it creates rotary craft power with redstone power pretty much. No, set frequency, configuration, energy, receive only. So now this is powering that. So we're going to set this up to do 2048 reds. We're going to put our belts in here, We're going to lubricate both of these. It only needs lubricant once. There we go. We're going to switch it to torque. So we're going to do 32 times torque on both of these settings here. 32. Then we'll switch this to do 8 times speed. So as you can see here, this is spinning, and we are going to need some, actually it'll pop, what it'll do is it's going to take this, and it should break the bedrock within 16.45 seconds. So as you can see here, the bedrock's actually going down, which is really cool, and it'll pop the bedrock out of the top of it, unless there's a chest there. So this thing's going relatively slow. If I made more belts and increased the speed it was getting, then it would go faster. But it's going... It's doing its thing, so we'll be back once it's gotten a bit more done. And it's been doing its thing. I think it's almost done. It might be on like the last slice of bedrock here. It's a shame because I don't have a spot next to it to see how really low it is, but every 16.45 seconds it goes through a slice. So, and I think there are 8 slices per thing, so that's about 2 minutes per bedrock thing. Now that's not as fast as it can go. You can make it a lot faster, but right now this is I didn't make enough belts to make it faster. So we're still having got a good amount of energy here. It's pretty much maxed out in terms of what we have here on us. So we have 32 times torque. No. Torque, please. Oh, you're not producing speed anymore. There you go, because you can hear the little hum. There he goes. Okay, so it's almost done. It's on its last slice now. I think there might have been 16 or 8. I'm not entirely certain, but I think it'll be 8. I think it's 2 pixels per slice. Yes, it's probably. So it's done, and where's my bedrock dust? Unbreakable, really. Where's our dust? So it should start on this one now, but we don't have any dust. Let's go punch a tree real quick. I need 3 of these. Well, I don't, because I have a crafting table in my hand. So I think what it's doing is it's storing it on its... maybe it has like an internal buffer. Okay, so apparently if you don't have a chest, you don't get the bedrock dust. Okay. That's not cool. When I tested this in creative, it just popped it at the top. But we don't exactly have it, so we should get this next piece. I'll be back once we get that. Okay guys, so even with the chest there, we didn't get the bedrock dust, so I'm kind of confused, because this is its 3rd piece. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this apart. I'm going to go figure out what is going on with it in creative mode on my single player testing world. So we're going to have to make more lubricant now, because it decided to not work. You know, I don't like it when things decide to not work. Oh, look at that, we have bedrock dust. I guess we just had to break the thing. Okay, so with every piece of bedrock you get 4 bedrock dust, and what you can use the bedrock dust for is to make some neat stuff in terms of shaft units that don't require lubricant, which is mainly what I'd be using them for. You can also make bedrock with 8 pieces of bedrock and a stone, which could be useful for some stuff. But the main reason is this this here is this bedrock ingot. You can also make a high strength super spring. But on this bedrock ingot here, if we look at, you can make a bedrock pick, a bedrock axe, a bedrock pick again. This is just with the work table. You can make a bedrock sword with looting 5. But we need more dust. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go run back real quick, because this does 4 blocks in front of the bedrock breaker. I'm gonna run back. I'm gonna go make more lubricant. Actually, let's go set up a farm for that, because we're gonna need that. So let's go back to the Scylla base and go make a canola seed farm. So I think that'll be pretty cool. So let's go ahead and do that. I think I can do that with the planters and harvesters I've already made. That actually, we don't even need to go to the base, I think, because we have a thing. Over here. So let's go see if we can get this to work with canola seeds. Actually, let's check on our energy to make sure that, yeah, it's doing. It was draining a bit of energy there, but it's doing fine, which is good. Because right now we're using more than 10,000 per tick, which is a problem. So we're gonna need to work on that. We're gonna figure out. We're probably gonna need to switch to EU power or something of that sort, because rotary craft accepts both. You just have to make different engines. I think it was at rotary craft. The EU power generator is. Yeah, it's got a lot of cool stuff. This produces RF power from rotary craft power. So there's a lot of cool stuff in this mod, but it uses more than 10,000 per tick. So we're going to need to do some cool stuff. Is that seriously? Oh, that's cool. I have to check that out. Yeah, this is some really, really cool stuff. So we're definitely going to have to check some of this out later. But for now, what we're going to do is set up a canola seed farm. So I'm going to grab some canola seeds out of the system, which we have about a stack, and we are going to set it up. I think, do I still have the rubber tree farm up running? I do. Okay, so we're going to set this up to plant canola seeds. Now I do believe the land has to be tilled, or else it's not going to plant. So let's just pull that out of the system real quick, because we have a hoe in the system. There we go. We have our old stone hoe that, I didn't want to, because you never make diamonds. Okay, you should plant these now, right? No, you're not going to plant them? Okay. That's okay, system. You probably need water. That's cool. We have buckets. Water, 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 water. There's a river. There's a spawn pool. So let's go get from the spawn pool. We have gotten from the spawn pool. And now we go back over to here. Inventory is a mess, I know. That's what you get for trying to break bedrock. But we're just going to put the water right underneath this fluid up here. There we go. So that should be able to hydrate this land here, and we should get some auto planters. Although I do actually, you know what? I don't think canola seeds can do that. Let's see if Rotary Craft has a planter. At Rotary Craft. So they have ethanol. What does Rotary Craft have in terms of planting? Bucket filler, that could be kind of neat. As you can see, all of this stuff requires power, except for the stuff that uses or produces power. So we're gonna look at some stuff. This coil is pretty neat, but yeah, let's see here. We want to produce canola seeds, and it appears that this planter doesn't like doing canola seeds. So we're gonna just grab our watering can. So the Mine Factory loaded ones don't seem to be compatible with Rotary Craft, but this watering can works really, really fast. There is a trick actually that I want to try out, but I don't know if I have enough things to craft it, which is kind of weird, but it just requires stuff that I haven't gotten into yet. But as you can see, this is growing perfectly fine. So we just want to the thing is, I wanted to automate this because I wanted to make a lubricant. Essentially, I wanted to be able to just make a lubricant farm with RotaryCraft. As you can see, these things grow relatively pretty quickly, which is nice. But I wanted to step away from using the pretty much their energy converters. I wanted to step away from using the energy converters for the RotaryCraft things. I wanted to use RotaryCraft power for the RotaryCraft things. As you can see, all of these are grown, and just from 9 of these, we have about 2 stacks now, which is kind of insane. Plus, we're just generating tons of industrial fertilizer, which you can't use unless you put it in that thing. So we're going to have to set up a rubber tree farm again, and I want to automate the rubber as well. So we'll do that this episode too, I think. Automate rubber smelting, because you don't need raw rubber for basically anything. Although we're going to set it so it keeps 1,000 of the raw rubber and such like that. We're going to do one more of these, and I will be back with some stuff that we can use to automate some things. Okay guys, let's get to making that bedrock ingot. So with the RotaryCraft power here, I'm still going to use it until we get a lot of bedrock dust, because the bedrock dust will allow us to not use lubricant, essentially. So we're going to grab a steel. It appears that we don't have any steel on us, but there's some down in the RotaryCraft room. By RotaryCraft room, I mean it used to be the RotaryCraft room, now it just has our blast furnace in it. And the reason I'm not breaking that is because it has to heat up. There has to be lava underneath it, and I do not want to do that. No. No, thank you. So we're going to get one of these, and we're going to throw the rest into the system. We're going to take some bedrock dust and a thingamabobber, put it in the induction smelter. Go away, you guys. You don't belong in there. And as you can see here, it is smelting it and making a bedrock ingot very, very slowly. I mean, look at that arrow. Come on, arrow, you can do it. Yay, arrow. Whoop. Okay. It's almost done. Don't worry, guys. So eventually, that will become a bedrock ingot, and we can use that to create a bedrock shovel, unless we get more. So the thing I'm really interested in is the sword, because I want to use that for a wither skeleton farm. So we're going to test it out in the public spawner, because I'm providing that with power. Actually, no, let's test it out in our back at our base, because we don't want the other guys to know about my stuff. Yeah, we're done with spawn. We don't need spawn stuff anymore. So it's almost done. Come on, arrow. You can do it. Yes, it has done it. It has created one bedrock ingot, which is kind of cool. So I do not believe that these tools break either. So let's just see what they require. Right click. So they require shaft units, which aren't even that bad. Shaft units. There we go. That's just 3 steel. 6. There we go. 1, 2, and 1 of you. So I don't believe this breaks. This doesn't come with any enchants, but let's just go check it out. It doesn't say it has durability. Yeah, so this doesn't break. This is an unbreakable tool, and it does work pretty fast. Let's see if we can enchant it, actually, because we have some levels. So let's run over there and check that out quick. I mean, I guess we do still need some spawn stuff, because this room is nice. Just, I'm going to show you guys 35 crystals in your facey. So, yeah. XP for days. Look. We can. That is an awesome shovel. So guys, I figured out why the bedrock breaker wasn't giving us stuff. You just have to right click it and it'll pop the stuff out of it, which is kind of cool. So right now we just broke 2 more bedrock things, which will make another bedrock ingot. So we're gonna wait a bit. We're gonna make... Oh, Derp is back. Welcome back again. He just allocated more RAM to his game. But yeah, we're just gonna wait for some more bedrock to break, get some more dust and stuff out of it. I could make this run faster by making another CVT unit, but it's just too much work, and it works now, so I can wait a bit. It doesn't have to be instant. So, I mean, it would be cool if it did, but, you know, this is producing. I could make it produce a heck of a lot more, actually, just with more belts. But let's do it a bit later. Not right now. If we ever need mass bedrock quantities, I'll probably do that. I have half his RAM allocated. Cool. RAM FTB. I like how it capitalizes things. No, we're not going to capitalize things. We're just going to do cool. Smiley face. That Minecraft smiley faces are weird. So yeah, we're going to wait for it to break. I think it'll break this one, then it'll stop because it'll be out of range. And we'll just turn it using, well, we'll break it and then put it over here and then go that. And then we'll do some other stuff with it. So guys, we're back and we have a perplus in our base. So right now we're going to make some more bedrock ingots. I got 32 bedrock dust and we're going to get some steel. He said, hey. Hello. Right. So we're going to make some steel. Or some bedrock ingots, rather. He's just borrowing my machines. Because did that arrow just reset? That was weird. Let me just throw some of my items into the system. Okay guys, welcome back. We got some bedrock ingots still smelting there, but I made the pick and everything. So, what we're going to do now is this pick is pretty fast. Like, look at this. And it's got silk touch on it. And there's a cow. And then there was cow. So let's replace that stone real quick. And head to the base. And you know what? I'm going to actually show you guys where the linking book is, because I'm tired of hiding it. And we don't need to hide it. Because, I mean, those guys are just, you know, they don't have skills, and they obviously can't use linking books or anything like that. So I think I'm going to try out this bedrock sword on a zombie. Are there any in the immediate... Hello, cow. Okay, so that cow is damaged. Is this cow damaged? No. So this thing pretty much, it does a lot of damage. I think it does like 20. And it has no durability. So we might stick with this, but and use the nano saber for armor piercing. But now we can get rid of the this tool, this, enderpearl dust, lubricant, and the rotocraft things. So let's check on those ingots. This is really okay. So they're finally done. How many ingots? I think we have like 2 left over. I think ingot. So these are all the ingots we have, and we have 3 bedrock ingots left over. So we can make a bedrock axe, but I'd rather not do that now, just because we don't really need an axe, because I can just throw saplings into this thing, which produces more fertilizer than we need. Actually, let's grab a diamond chest from our system. Chest, this'll work. We'll just use a normal chest for now for buffer overflow of this stuff. It should automatically input into this chest here. So that way we don't have entities just clogging up the system. As you can see here, it's generating work from the sewage and it's going to put it into there. It's a pretty simple system, really, but yeah, let's head to the base now. So the linking book is actually located in the top floor of this house. I'm surprised they haven't actually found it yet. And it's, you know, it's just right up here on the book stand. Doo-doo. That'll take you right here to the base. I want to see if this works. Oh, this is the wrong elevator. Nope, doesn't work. Because there's force field blocks below it. So let me just turn this off real quick. Okay. Nope, by that time they would have died, so you're off. Right, so that's the not working one. There we go. Okay, so this needs to be turned off immediately. Where is my wrench? You are not to receive power. You are empty. Right? Why do you still have power? Okay, that is not good. We are going to let that kill the Enderman. And we're going to develop some rotary craft power. So we have 3 bedrock ingots remaining. Let's see what we can do with the ingots, see if we can make them back into things. I'm going to turn the sound off real quick, though, because that's annoying. This is the problem we're having. So we need to use the redstone cow power currently to power only this bottom area, because the grinders are using a good amount of power. Any magnetostatic engine on 2048 that uses more than 10,000, just the engine itself uses more than 10,000, which is more than these energy conduits can transfer. The only energy conduits that can transfer faster are the Ender energy conduits, which are relatively expensive-ish, kind of, and there's nothing that can produce 20,000 energy. So if we look here at Ender IO, here it's from a different mod, and if we look here, the energy, yeah, this one produces 20,000, or not produces, but transfers, and we don't have a there's no item that produces that much. Like, the only item that they have in terms of energy creation is the photovoltaic cell, which I don't know how it works. There is this capacitor bank, which is neat, but the resonance hold more. I was working on crafting this power monitor. Let me just turn off Skype real quick. Sorry about that. So this transfers 20,000 power, so I think what we can do is transfer 20,000 from these machines. So what I might do is I might make you're not going to tell me how to make you. Okay, are you going to tell me? Yeah, okay, because it's got to be empty. 10 redstone block and these double layer capacitors, which are basic capacitors. So that's for another day, though. I think we could get that up and running, not a problem, though. Actually, and I've built these ender generators over here to try to balance out the power, but even with these generating energy right now, the just the fact that the engine was running is causing the system to lag out, essentially, because it's pulling out. I mean, the system itself is producing more than 10,000 per tick, but it can only input 10,000 per tick per system. So even if we had like a nuclear power plant, we'd still be losing energy on these because you can only transfer 10,000 through. So what I might have to do is I might have to start making the ender conduits and using those instead. Okay, so I think that might be it for this episode. Next episode we'll definitely work on the power situation and the mob essence farm, because I want this to be produce more mob essence than we use in this, and I'm gonna make another auto spawner in like maybe a room this way. I think I'm not entirely sure though, but yeah, I'll see you guys next episode. Hope you enjoyed. Check this out, hidden. But yeah, we'll clean up the base a bit too, because this is just messy. It's not as clean as I would like it to be. That's there. I think I might do like a cool a thing in the center maybe with some glass and stuff. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed. As always, please don't forget to leave a like and stuff. It does help out. And I know that in previous videos I've said like asking for likes is stupid, but recently I've had a sort of change of a mind, like, because a lot of times I'll forget to leave likes on people's videos that I actually do enjoy, and if they just say, oh, don't forget, I don't forget. So that's pretty much my stance on that, if you guys were in any way interested. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed, and as always, stay classy.